For reflection number 5, going over the 5 elements of trust and what they look like in the school I'm in and if they could be improved, and then areas that if I was the leader in my school, how could I develop trust further? I love all these elements because I think they're so important in not only in family engagement, but just the critical making good choices for our students and, you know, having our students turn out to be good individuals. And it starts with benevolence, and that is the authentic sense of care for well-being of others. And I think that's the easiest element out of trust because I think we're teachers. We naturally care for the well-being of others more so already. And I think that is parents trusting us in schools, and they're counting on us, and they know we are going to take care of their child for 8 hours a day for many, many years. And I think that one was definitely the easiest. For honesty, part of a person's character, I mean, we have to keep our word, and same with parents. And my school, I think, does this pretty well. I can't speak, I know in my classroom I keep my word, but I also know part of honesty is not making unrealistic expectations, so I can't always keep my word. And it goes to parents as well. I mean, if they say they're going to practice something at home that's going to better the student, then we trust them and we have honesty in them that they will practice what they preach. And it all goes into my favorite element of trust is openness, because I think this is the hardest element of trust, because it's all about communication. And you can be a great teacher and you can be a great parent, but you can both lack in the communication. And that really brings out the openness that allows for all the elements of trust to come together. And nowadays, I do think it's easier to communicate with parents, but it's how we communicate through technology and emails and face-to-face and parent-teacher conferences. All of those have to work together to better the student. And we want parents to communicate with us. If there's something going on in the home that we need to know about, we want those parents to come to us so we can better fit the needs for the student. If something's off, if mom is traveling, I mean, there's new medication going on, it all goes into openness and being honest and caring for each other. For the next one, reliability, you know, it's follow through, and we have to follow through just as much as the parents. And I think the biggest one that the article referred to was homework. And I agree. I mean, it's so important, I think, for parents to assist with their children in homework, because then the parents kind of get a sense of what their child's going through, and then they can better understand. But then to fix that, frustration with homework is helping your parents understand the homework itself. Is sometimes we just give students the homework and say, do it. But we need to almost like retrain our teachers, or excuse me, our parents, to be like, this is how you do it. This is how we work through it. And one way you can do that is having curriculum night, and curriculum night for adults. And it's where parents come and yes, bring the students, but I think it's geared toward the parents, to where show them the curriculum, show them the standards, and then give them kind of an example of what it looks like for a homework or a math problem that they're going to do in school, and work them through that. Teach them techniques and strategies so they are more likely to do and help their child with homework. And same with projects, and just go back and communicate with them and show that the reliability is there and that they can come to us, to make sure that everyone's follow through on the same part. And for the last one, competence is, we parents trust us and that we're competent with them, and we trust the parents are competent with their child. And it's a two-way street. And reading from the article on page 203, is when their child overcomes difficulties through teachers' implementation of effective instruction, then parents know that we are competent adults to teach their child. And then that gains their respect. And can be a little bit of a tough one, because we know we're competent, but we have to relay that message to our parents to understand and trust us. I keep saying trust, to understand that we are competent to handle their child. And ways as a leader, I think my school does this very well. And I think ways as a leader that I could improve on that, like I said, is doing curriculum nights for parents, teaching them strategies on how to do homework, strategies on mindfulness. Then you can do STEM nights and really just dive into working with family engagements on getting the kids and the family and the teachers involved. And another thing I really love that I kind of started doing is during these STEM curriculum nights, it doesn't really pertain to my classroom necessarily. So what I would hold is an open house night, and it allowed parents to come into my classroom and just see the classroom, not at the beginning of the year when there's not a lot of things on the wall or their child hasn't been with me very long, but allowing them to come in and have like little mini parent teacher conferences, because it opens up all of those elements of trust, and we are able to sit there and talk about, making sure whatever they're working on for IEP goals in school, what can be transferred home, how can the parent help, and that is such rich conversation that is bettering that student. But getting that family engagement is also helps with all levels of teaching and them at home, and we're understanding each other in the best ways possible. So maybe having open house nights throughout the year, or maybe like once a quarter, that parents just can come in, and it's not like a full sit down parent teacher conference, but allowing parents to have a dialogue conversation with a teacher that's not in the morning or during the day, but once coordinate getting them involved and being able to see students work and ask questions. And I think that can help with family engagement. But like I said, I think all of these factors have to work seamlessly together for a child to be successful. And it is kind of refreshing that we are doing a reflection on this, because it's so important, and it sometimes gets lost in translations with state testing and county district testing and all these things, that kids at the end of the day are still kids, and it takes a village to raise a child. And these are 5 fundamental things that can make a great child, but with family engagement and school engagement, it has to work together.